Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to the Amplify Your Business Nano Banana Image Generator workshop today. I am so excited to teach this workshop. It is one of my favorite tools that I use and that I think everybody should master and be able to use for free. Just a little bit about in the Amplify Your Business community. We have got workshops that we're going to be teaching. We're going to be doing some workshops that are 2-day workshops that might be 2 hours set for 2 days. They're going to be free workshops. There's going to be paid workshops. So we'll have a lot of different opportunities for you to see different things that fit what your needs are. I'm adding an upcoming live workshop as well on how to amplify your business and be able to attract your ideal clients using your unique strengths, your God given gifts, and utilizing AI and evergreen marketing solutions. So that is what this community is all about. So we're going to start now and get a kickoff for the Nano Banana Image Generator. And you see a few of the pictures up here today. There's a lot to cover. So I'm going to skim through some things. I'm going to give you guys access at the end of the workshop to this entire training. So you don't have to take a bunch of notes on all of this because you will have access to what I'm sharing today. But before Nano Banana, to generate images, people would have to go through professional photographers, maybe buy stock photography or Photoshop expertise in order to learn how to generate their photos and create them really uniquely. And it could take days of delays on multiple revision cycles. Some people even have subscriptions to images, especially with certain businesses that generate them for you because you're like, I'm just not that creative. So I'm just going to pay somebody to do it because before it wasn't easy to do. Now with Nano Banana, it's instant generation. I will say it for the most part, it's just a few seconds. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and sometimes I need to restart with a new chat because it's getting a little long and it's starting to think too much. It's free. That's what's amazing about Gemini, Google Gemini's Nano Banana. It's free. You don't have to have experience and you don't have to wait days, and you can get superior character consistency and integrate text very easily and upscale very easily as well. As you learn some of the techniques, you'll find where maybe you've been in the past tried Nano Banana and you're like, I can't get mine to look like that. It's just a little bit of technique is all you need to learn. So, what's your ROI? Eliminate image subscriptions, having your own unique images so you don't have to copy, say, other people's images or your company's images. You can reduce photography costs, create content faster. Some people even offer creation of these images as a business and even use it as a passive income through digital products. So there's a lot of opportunities. I just gave a few business applications on e-commerce and product photography here, professional mock-ups, seasonal campaigns, placing products in luxury studio settings. If you're a content creator, excuse me, and you do YouTubes, the ability to use Nano Banana for thumbnails with character consistency is amazing. Social media content variations. Maybe you write a blog and you want to have some images that match your brand. You want to have custom graphics for presentations. Maybe it's storytelling through your images. And if you have clients and you want to build some campaigns and have that brand consistency and have your custom mock-ups for product launches, have professional headshots and team photos, and get your marketing material done with Nano Banana. It's really limitless on what you can do with it, just with a little bit of direction. So just some quick win use cases. Still, we talked about product mock-ups and social media content. Removing unwanted objects is easy. In the past, I've used Canva, and sometimes if I'm having difficulties, I will still use Canva, throw it in there, and remove something that's unwanted inside of Canva as well. The free Canva is, I love free tools, and then there's a time where you might decide you want to pay for some of your tools. So where can you access Nano Banana? Very simple, gemini.google.com. So we are going to go there in a little bit. So you're welcome to, if you know how to split your screen and you want to watch on one side and have the Google Gemini on the other, and you're like, ooh, she's going to be sharing some prompts here. Maybe I want to try it while we're doing it. You're more than welcome to do that. You'll be able to watch this as a recording if you ever want to come back to it as well. So let me just share. Oh, By the way, there is one more place that you can use Google Gemini. And sometimes it allows you to create things and it's Google AI Studio. Okay. But there are times where I will sometimes get a message from Google that it can't generate an image. But when I go inside the AI Studio, for whatever reason, it allows me to do that. So you'll be able to note that you can bookmark a couple different places when you're doing your images. Image generation. There are different ways. There are a few different things that you can do with Gemini. Okay. And we call it Nano Banana. And just to take a text and create an image. This is an example of one that I made just by simply putting in create a picture of a Nano Banana dish in a fancy restaurant with a Gemini theme. Now, for sake of time, I'm just going to show you this is what we got out of here. We are going to go inside of Nano Banana, but I just wanted to show you just a few things real quick. Now, the next one is taking a text and an image to make an image. So this is where you upload an image, and I said create a picture of my dachshund dog eating a banana in a chair. So I use both text and the image to create a new image. Now, you notice it's not exact right here, but it's darn cute, wouldn't you say? Of course, because it's my dog. So another way to create images is text to image and text. For example, this prompt said generate an illustrated recipe for paella. If I'm even saying that correct. Paella. Paella. Okay. Somebody else will probably say it better than me. So here's what it produced. It produced the recipe right here. This is the actual full answer right all the way down. Okay. So it gave me the recipe, and then it gave the illustration with the recipe and how to prepare it it's going to make it bigger, with the illustrated image. How cool is that? Okay. Went down to step 2 to cook the chicken, step 3 to add the rice and broth, step 4 to simmer and don't stir, and step 5 for adding the seafood. So yes, you can ask it to illustrate with the text as well to create a recipe. That's pretty cool. So you can get really creative here. Another thing is taking image and text to create an image as well. So using input images and text to create a new related image and text. For example, I uploaded a furnished room. Okay. And I said, what other color sofas would work in my space? And can you update the image? And so it simply changed the color of the sofa to blue and gave me the image. I did not say what color. I just asked it the question. So I gave it an image and a text to create a brand new image. Okay. Another way to utilize Nano Banana would be multi-turn image editing. This basically means you're having a conversation with Nano Banana. So I uploaded an image of a blue car and I said, turn this into a convertible. Now, this would be where it didn't work so well. It turned it into a convertible, but without a windshield. And without a windshield, I said, okay, turn this car into a convertible with a windshield. And that's when I got the windshield on the car. Simply just adding, I did not add the image again on either one of these. I said, now change the color to yellow. And it went boom to boom right here. Do you notice everything else is the same in each of these? It just simply added a windshield here and changed the color. So I know that you guys are like, wow, this is kind of cool. Am I going to be able to do this? Yes, you will. I promise. This is not going to be difficult. It's just learning a few things, and I'm going to give you some guidance here. So here is a prompt guide and some strategies. The first thing is you're going to want to describe the scene. Don't just use keywords. You want to actually use a sentence. For example, we've got 3 core formulas that can work. The creation formula using this structure to build new images from scratch would be you've got a subject, which is a confident woman in her 30s with shoulder-length brown hair. Okay, it gave detail, didn't it? And the action. She's presenting confidently to an engaged team. Now you can tell they're engaged listening to her. She's confident. She's presenting. The environment is in a modern glass conference room. All right. The style is shot on now I know that you're going to be like, I'm going to know what these are. Sony A7S III with an 85 millimeter lens. Okay. So it's giving some style. So getting some style ideas would be helpful, right? But even if you were not to give that one and you give the rest of it, you're going to get some really amazing results. Lighting. Golden hour lighting. I'm going to have some examples of some other lighting. And, you might like that because you're like, wow, it's kind of hard to see, but this gives you the golden hour where it's just setting. And then you've got the details, which is commercial photography style. Okay, so that's going to give you this kind of image. I produced it by simply putting this exact text into Google, into Nano Banana, and that's what came up with. Now, editing. If you're going to edit an image, so I took an image and I will tell you, I actually created this image from scratch. This was my original prompt. Create an image on the beach of a pile of beach blankets at the bottom of the image and beach chairs and umbrella and ocean at the middle and top of the image. Pretty good, right? It gave me what I was looking for because what I wanted to give you when I was given this type of formula was you want to have an action word, which is remove. You're going to remove the beach blankets. Your target area is going to be from the bottom of the image. And then what you're doing, what are you changing or keeping? It says keep everything else the same. So removing the beach blankets actually worked. Everything else is the same. So that's a formula when you want to edit. Next would be a person addition formula. Okay, so we're going to add, so we have the word add in here, a person description, which would be the professional woman in the navy blazer. Her action is she's standing confidently. Her position is at the left of the conference table, and the integration details is naturally integrated with existing lighting. So nothing else changed. And that was the result that you get. So now, just a little note here. You can write them down if you want to, but I told you you're going to have access to this. Is these are 5 powerful commands. Is adding when you want to insert new elements. Changing would be modifying existing. Make is when you want to transform or create. Remove is when you want to delete any unwanted elements. And replace is when you're trying to swap. So now you can probably see if you've actually used this in the past, that if you hadn't had some of your images turn out, it's because it's probably too simple of a prompt that you were giving it. And you just left Nano Banana open to choose whatever it felt like choosing. And sometimes you get some crazy stuff. So we've got some advanced prompting tips that I'm just going to cover, just to give you an idea. Being vague is just saying a person versus the confident woman in her 30s with shoulder length brown hair wearing a professional blazer. And then when you're looking at the action, when you say just a person standing versus she's presenting confidently to an engaged team, you can stand looking a lot of different ways. So this gives you some more detail. This is where I'm giving you a few ideas on some environmental design examples, okay? Because we were up here with the environment area, right? And so some environment examples would be a modern glass conference room with city views, a cozy neighborhood cafe with warm lighting, upscale restaurant with elegant ambiance, creative art studios with natural light, collaborative co-working spaces. You've got some ideas on how you're going to describe the environment. Now, this is where the style options, where I'm like, you're probably not going to always know exactly how to say the style, but give you a few ideas here, as well as a few lighting styles, whether it's soft studio lighting, natural daylight, dramatic storm lighting for intensity, warm indoor lighting. So you've got a few ideas right there. Okay, so here's just a little quick reference card here as we're going to give something a try here. So you've got some being specific, like instead of saying a car, like in my prompt, I said a blue car, right? I could have been very specific and given exactly what kind of car it was, adding the camera details, adding the lighting, and including some style. Now, for the sake of time here, I'm going to actually take an idea. Let's see here. No, I want to move on because I'm going to come back to the challenge part because I'm going to give you a couple more tips here. You're going to remember these, but you guys are going to be really amazed at something that I'm going to share with you where you will not have to remember all of these things. Because I can only imagine you're like, this seems complicated, but I'm going to really make it easy for you. And practicing will make perfect. Trust me, it really will. But some tips here is instead of creating a complex scene in one prompt, you can use multiple steps and maybe create that background or environment first. So if you're having difficulties getting your image to show up the way you want it, maybe it's creating that beach scene first. Then maybe it's adding the main subject in the next prompt and either with text or uploading the image. But you can try it and you can upload the image and ask to insert it in your environment that you described. And then you can fine tune the details in additional prompts. If you're like, okay, I need to remove something or I need to add something, that's when you can do that in the additional prompts, changing the color of something. Okay. Now, for text integration, if you've got some text heavy images, you might want to specify the font and the color schemes that match your brand and where you want the text to be placed if you're wanting it on the actual image and the size. I will be honest with you, sometimes it's just faster to put it into Canva and put the text on inside of Canva. So if you can't get this, at least you know you can do it free inside of Canva. All right. And character consistency, using the same descriptive phrases for recurring characters. So what does that mean? If you've described somebody with blonde hair and blonde shoulder length hair, and you want to continue to do that so that that is going to be a continued, so that your character is consistent. It's pretty good at keeping consistent characters, but sometimes it needs a little bit of help. Or sometimes I just re-upload the original photo so it reminds the Nano Banana of what that image is. If you find that it's starting to stray away from your image as you go along, you can always go back and do that. Okay. And then maintaining the consistent lighting as well. So this is where it said referencing the previous images when continuing a sequence. Okay. Avoid some common mistakes and don't use overly generic prompts. We've talked about that. Always specify lighting conditions, including the details for the camera for photorealistic results, using your 5 power commands for editing, and be specific about positioning. Now, Gemini has a few other tips in here as well. And there are things that I just added them real quick. You notice that it just says, the more detail you provide, the more control you're going to have. Instead of just saying fantasy armor, describe it with ornate plate armor. What does that say? Elven? I wonder what it meant to say. Etched with silver leaf patterns with a high collar and pauldrons shaped like falcon wings. That's pretty, pretty descriptive. And then explain the purpose of the image. The model's understanding of the context will influence the final output. So if you're creating a logo for a high-end minimalist skincare brand, will yield better results than create a logo. Now, you can try it and see what it comes up with, but once you're getting results that you don't like, this is when you're going to want to take out some reminders on some quick tips, okay? Don't expect a perfect image on the first try. It's AI. So if you get it on the first try, yay, that's awesome. And you go, yeah, but sometimes it takes a few tries. Using the conversational nature of Nano Banana, what it's really known for, to make small changes and follow up with prompts like, that looks great, but can you make the lighting a bit warmer? You can talk to it like that. Keep everything the same, but change the character's expression to be more serious. I love seeing what it comes out with when you say, change their expression to be serious or surprised or shocked. When I make my thumbnails for YouTube, it's really fun to see what it comes up with. And then step-by-step instructions for complex scenes. Breaking your prompts up is really helpful. A big one to remind yourself of is, they call it semantic negative prompts. Basically, don't say no this, no cars. So describe the scene in a positive way. An empty, deserted street. I like when it says with no signs of traffic. This came right from Google. No signs of traffic, but it says don't say no cars. But anyways, try to go to describe what you're looking for. That's a positive prompt instead of what you're not looking for by using no. I think you get that. Okay. It gave a few more camera ideas with wide angle shot, macro shot, low angle perspective. So some limitations that we have found using Nano Banana is the aspect ratio can be inconsistent. What does that mean? If you're creating a landscape version 16:9, when you watch a long form YouTube video, that is landscape. Okay. Now, when you want to put it on Instagram, it's changed to 9:16. That's the aspect ratio. 1:1 would be a square. Okay. So, brand name usage also can trigger copyright restrictions. So, when you're prompting it, you may not get what you're looking for, and you'll get like we can't do this because of the copyright. You might put in Pixar one time and it takes it, and another time it's not going to take it. Disney, it might not take it. You want to see Keanu Reeves one time, and then another time it won't take it with a name. So just be aware of that. And then complex multi person scenes may require a layering approach, adding one individual at a time. If you put them all in there, the model works best with up to 3 images as an input. So if, say, you've got 5, 6 people in there that you need to add, you might need to have one image that has 3 of the people that you already did it. So it's about playing with it to see what's going to work. But yeah, the complex ones may require that layering. Image generation does not support audio or video. And if you've seen any of my images that I've created, and then you've seen and heard the audio with the video, that is using a different platform for a different class. That is using VO3, which is not a free option inside of Google Gemini, but it produces amazing videos. I use it consistently. So, all right. You're also going to have a watermark, but you can remove watermarks on Canva. I'm not sure if it's a free option or it's a paid option. So, some more, this is where Nano Banana excels, and you're going to see the prompts. And again, you're going to get access to these, but I tell you what, if anybody wants a prompt of what I'm sharing, Randy can take any of these prompts, just say, hey, can I have that photorealistic prompt? And she will grab it and she'll put it in the chat session. So photorealistic scenes are creating lifelike environments and settings with perfect detail preservation. This is an example of photorealistic right here of the elderly Japanese ceramicist with deep sun-etched wrinkles. You see how detailed this is? Okay. You could create something like this. I love how they give you examples. These are not my prompts, by the way. All right. So these are examples that I got from Google Gemini. But if you're like, okay, I want to try this right now, then Randy will give you the prompt. Okay. So also, we have what you're going to have in this document here is the format for the prompt: stylized illustrations and stickers. Okay. So if you want to generate custom artwork, digital graphics, and branded stickers, this is really fun that Gemini will do this really easily for you. Accurate text in images. So perfect text integration without garbled characters or spelling errors. If you've been using other tools such as Midjourney or ChatGPT in the past, and you're trying to get some of these texts to come out and it doesn't, that is where Nano Banana will. So create a modern minimalistic logo for a coffee shop with a daily grind on there. The text should be clean, bold. It should feature a stylized icon of a coffee bean. Isn't that cool how it did that? I'm just like, I love it. Black and white, it's got the details in it. So, and here is the format for the prompt. So you can try it with something that you have. Product mock-ups and commercial photography. It's perfect for when you want to add your text integration without garbled letters and characters. Sorry, it's going to give you product shots for e-commerce, advertising, or branding. So just making just this coffee mug, for example. Okay. And it's going to give you that lighting example too. So if you want to like copy this one and put different products to showcase like this, and maybe you change the colors from behind, this is a perfect setup to do this for you. All right. Minimalist and negative space design. This is what this looks like. It's excellent for creating backgrounds for websites, presentations, marketing materials where you want the text to be overlaid on top of it. So here is the prompt as well as the formatted prompt that you can insert whatever it is that you want. And then sequential art. This is really fun. Storyboards, comic strips, narrative visual sequences. So you can build on character consistency and scene descriptions to create panels for visual storytelling. So that is really a fun creative thing if you want to do a comic book panel. Additional things that Nano Banana excels at is editing the image. So number 7 out of the 11 is adding and removing elements. So you're providing the image itself and you're going to describe the change, and the model will match the original image style, lighting, and perspective. So just taking the image of the cat, add a small knitted wizard hat on its head, make it look like it's sitting comfortably, and match the soft lighting of the patio. And boom, you've got a hat on your cat. Okay, that's cute. In painting would be Defining a mask to edit a specific part of an image while leaving the rest untouched. What does that mean? Okay. Using the uploaded image is what we're going to add of a living room. Change this kind is a little bit like the one I said, pick a color that would match the room and provide the image. So change only the blue sofa to a vintage brown leather Chesterfield sofa. Keep the rest of the room, including the pillows on the sofa and the lighting, unchanged. You know, it's funny. There's no pillows on this one. So I wonder if I change that image. In any event, it changed it, not just a color change, but it made the actual sofa match the Chesterfield sofa that's vintage. Okay. So that is called in painting. Style transfer. That's when you're going to apply textures, materials, artistic styles to objects naturally. You're going to provide the image and ask the model to recreate in a different artistic style. So this one was Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, preserving the original composition of the building and the cars, but render all the elements with the swirling, I like how it says impasto brush strokes and a dramatic palette of deep blues and bright yellows. That would be very descriptive. Now, I know you're probably thinking I might not know how to say all of these things for a specific style. I'll give you a tip. You can use ChatGPT. You can use Nano Banana even. Well, actually not Nano Banana, but even Gemini, and ask for all the different style and the descriptions of them. And you can look them up and see what they look like even on, I like to go and, Google, instead of Google it, I use Perplexity. Show me the different styles that are available that I could use and what are the images that they look like. Okay. Just little ideas like that, because that's half the battle. You don't even possibly know what kind of styles exist and what they look like. And there's probably lots and lots of them. This one is called advanced composition. You're combining multiple images. So this is to create a new scene. It's going to create a professional e-commerce fashion photo, taking the blue floral dress from the first image. Remember, it's describing it, and let the woman from the second image wear it. Generate a realistic full body shot of the woman wearing the dress with lighting and shadows adjusted to match the outdoor environment. If you are in the business of, you're selling clothing and you want to have an image of that clothing on somebody, this is a powerful type of prompt to have. So, high fidelity detailed preservation. That's when you want to ensure critical details like a face or a logo are preserved during an edit, describing them in detail along with your edit request. So it says, take the first image of the woman with brown hair, blue eyes, and neutral expression. She's actually smiling. Add the logo from the second image onto her black shirt and ensure the woman's face and features remain completely unchanged. Okay. The logo should look like it's naturally printed on the fabric, following the folds of the shirt. And that's exactly what it did. Now, you can have more detailed logos that are bigger this one's a little hard to tell. It's really small, right? But it doesn't have a white background. I'm not sure if it's something that somebody wanted with the white background or they wanted it just like this. And you'd have to just play with that prompt to get that. And then, of course, we've already talked about the character consistency. So, are you guys excited to try this out? And after all of that, for the last half hour, I've been sharing a lot of different things you can do with Nano Banana, right? Anybody going, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to know how to do all of this? My gift to you today, this is something for you coming to my course today. You are going to get a few different things. One, you are going to get my Nano Banana prompt generator, which is a ChatGPT prompt generator. And we are going to go try this right now. And then I'm going to show you some more things today. Okay. So with that, are you guys excited? I hear a few people. I see you guys on the chat session. I'm looking now. You're like, oh boy, yes, thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so let me go to the right place here. And this is my Nano Banana prompt generator right here. And how it works is you click it to start with one button, asks you what you want to create, and it gives you, do you notice all of the things that we just got done talking about? There's a few others on here as well. Okay. But I'm going to pick one. If I don't know what I want from that, but I know what I want to do, I want to take a product image of a bottle of essential oil and put it in a new fun background. Let's just say that with 10% off text on the image. Okay. So what it does is it categorizes it and it says that's a product mockup and accurate text request. Here's the details. Is it glass? Is it frosted? Okay, I'm going to say it's an amber glass and I want it in a spa setting. I like that it said something natural, in a natural spa setting. And the text is, let's do minimal, modern, dark green. Should be above, it's asking the placement above above the bottle. And let's do vertical. Okay, there we go. Now, do you notice it didn't ask me if I wanted to upload an image. So I'm going to just show you if I copy this prompt here right now and go into Google Gemini. I'm going to go into a brand new one right here. And let's just see what it does. What's going to be best is to actually grab an image of the bottle because you notice otherwise it's not going to be very specific. But let me see if it recognizes, change the bottle to be a doTERRA lavender essential oil bottle. I have not tried this without uploading an image, but let's just see what happens. You can understand why I had all those images done ahead of time for you guys. Now, this is really cool. It did make a bottle, but it's purple, which our bottles aren't purple, but you notice I didn't give it any more details. Change the bottle to amber glass and the plastic screw top to be black. Yeah, it's pretty smart. It's pretty smart. So you can tell, like, we're going to upload an image just so you get an idea. Okay. Now, it already started to mess with the spelling of lavender, and I can keep doing it and say, correct the spelling of lavender. Let's see if it works. In the meantime, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put in here doTERRA lavender essential oil. All right, let's go to images just really quick. And I'm going to grab a bottle from the internet. That's like, boy, you're using a lot of thinking space today. Let's go back to this. And it did not correct the spelling. Okay, so this is where definitely it takes a minute. All right, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab this. I'm simply going to copy it. This is how easy it is. Okay. Now I'm going to paste that. I'm going to go back up to my original prompt, copy that, and let's see what happens. Done. There you go. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Oh, I love it. So if you have never used Canva, you know what? I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to go inside of my Canva that I already have. And I know I've got a bunch of stuff that's open in here right now. And so let me just go to create something really quick here. I'm going to throw this in here and I'm going to set this. Oh, okay. Just whatever. Anyways, I'm going to go in and edit this. Again, Randy, if you know, okay, yeah, no, this is actually a paid. So if I go to a magic eraser, okay, it gives me either the click option. And when I click, it's trying to click the whole thing. So I'm going to go to the brush option. I'm going to do that. I'm going to hit erase. If you care about having that on there, it's going to take it and get rid of things. So I just wanted to show you that, you know, it's pretty simple to be able to do this. If you did not like the actual text here, okay, I'm actually grabbing the individual text right here. And instead of doing that, I'm going to hit the brush. I thought it might grab all of it. And I'm going to go ahead and erase that. And this is where if something doesn't come out right, you can simply use your text then and go ahead and add, you know, whatever text you want with whatever options that you have. Sorry, I just picked one that was really, really large really here. That was for a previous business that I had. So I already had this set up, but you can change it however you want to with the text. Change the colors, nice and simple and easy as well. So when I saw the question about what version of ChatGPT when using my Nano Banana prompt generator. Some people won't have the option. So if you have the free option, just simply use it as as designed. Okay. What I have it set up as right now, let's see here. I have it in 5, and that's going to be the natural one that it's going to go to automatically ever since ChatGPT got, got number 5, ChatGPT 5. Okay. So this is really fun to go in here and try different things. If I'm going to go in here and say, hey, I want to do a watermark on the last image. Okay. All right. Let's say now it actually chose it. I'm going to say the watermark should say amplify. Let's just say that. Okay. So let's grab that. We're going to go back to Google Gemini again, and we're going to continue this. And let's see if it continues on the last picture here, because I'm not really having conversation mode. I could say take the last picture. See, it did it. But if it doesn't, you might need to say, now I can change it if I don't like the way the watermark is, but you get the idea. Now, what it did here, I did not like this, is it took this image and it changed the entire word. So I'm going to copy this image here. I'm going to grab it there. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to copy the original prompt and say, all right, add the 10% off. Also apply semi-transparent with the word amplify diagonally across the image, ensuring readability. All right, let's see if it does it with just that. I should not have to say keep everything else the same. So I trained that ChatGPT Nano Banana prompter with everything that I just taught you. But you may want to also be able to just simply understand a little bit more about how to use Google Gemini's Nano Banana so that you can go in and do things whenever you want to. So that's what I was looking for. Okay. It kept the words the same. So if you notice how simple that is, you get a mistake, go back, grab the image, and start over with the prompt. I want to show you guys some really cool things that I promised. All right, so we are going to go back to Nano Banana. And if I go to a new chat, do you notice these very first things it says right here? Now, some of you may have actually seen this, and you can go ahead and I want to make my own action figure, right? Now it's going to tell you to upload the image, but that is the prompt. And you may be seeing those same prompts that people have been putting on social media. Okay, so if I go back to a new chat again and turn me into a superhero, right? Okay, so I'm going to upload an image really quick here. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Here's your highly realistic superhero photo flying high above the city. I love it because that's exactly what it asked for. Okay, going back to the new chat, we've got give me an 80s style makeover. Now I'm going to tell you guys these are AI images of me. Now, that's a different class on how I created these AI images because I actually did it in a different program here. But oh my, okay, this is fun. Your 80s makeover. I don't think I ever wore that much makeup in the 80s or that color shirt, but my hair definitely did that once in a while. Okay. You guys have got to share these. And you know what? Next time we do this, we're going to open up the chat inside of the school community. And I would love it. Here's what I want you guys to do. Okay. I'm going to go to the school community. I want to show you guys where to put these images. Okay. Right here in the workshop, I'm going to create a new post. Share your Nano Banana images here and share below from the workshop. And this is going to just be fun. And I will attach this then to the course. So if you're going to share, just go over here. You can simply copy it. Here's how you do that. You go here, you copy the image, go back to your school, go to the comment and right click it and hit paste. And if you want to share the prompt, you can. And you could say, my 80s style. Okay, there you go. So that's where I want you guys to share your images from Nano Banana Workshop. Anyway, so another one that I had in here was the new chat was also create a professional headshot. Okay, we're going to take the 80s image. We're going to upload that and let's see what professional. I crack myself up when I'm working by myself. My dogs are the only ones that hear me. And so my word, I just, you guys, I'm laughing. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, now, I don't think this looks like me, but again, I don't think this looks like me. Okay, so if I was going to take an image. I'm going to take a real image of myself. All right. Okay. Let's see if it just does it off of that image. It's asking for more details here. So let me go back and copy this. Oh my goodness. I did up. Okay. Let's do this at the same time. Copy image. See, it's being a little difficult with me because it's now going back and forth. Now it's asking me for the selfie, transform the selfie. Okay. Oh, I see. It's because it's asking me to ask it for the selfie. That actually came from Nano Banana. So let's see what it comes up with now. It's kind of wearing the same shirt, but that's pretty cool. I'm actually impressed with the professional shot on that. So yeah, not bad. So I showed the examples that Gemini gives you that you can already go to. If you want to save those, then because they might not always be there at the top of Nano Banana. Okay, you can give them a try. Create yourself a spreadsheet, whether it's Google Sheets or whether it's inside a Word document, whatever you find is easiest for you to use. Okay. Now let's go to some things some type of business prompts and product prompts or things like that. This is one that I found so fun by taking a photograph of this product in a dramatic modern scene. This is the prompt right here, accompanied by an explosive outward dynamic arrangement of key ingredients, fresh and raw, flying around the product, signifying its freshness and nutritional value. Promo ad shot without text. Product is emphasized and the key brand colors as the background. So all I did was I took, and now I don't have that as an image. So I'm going to do something really quick here. I'm going to just take this image and I'm going to go over to show you guys this prompt just so you can see this in action. I originally saw this right here with popcorn. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That is really cool. And the prompt was with it. It didn't show me the prompt for the ice cream. If it used the same prompt, I'm not sure because I haven't tried that. But I was like, wow, that was pretty impressive. So this is how I made a bunch of different images for my business. Let's see what happens here. There you go. Now, everything else is still the same. Just imagine doing that with different products. Now, it's very specific on key ingredients, fresh and raw, flying around the product, signifying its freshness and nutritional value. That works for this. I tried doing a box of something, did not look as good at all because it wasn't really comprehending that product. So, depending upon what your products are, you just have to work this prompt. If you want to do this, and I'm gonna show you guys something simple here. Okay, let's go back into ChatGPT and say, I have a product that is in a box and I want the similar explosion prompt. Can you fix this prompt? Let's see what it does. And I'm gonna paste that prompt in there. So if you have something that is not working, and then go back in with the prompt that you have and explain what you're looking for. And let's see if we can get this to work. And in the meantime, I'm going to go grab a box of Meta Power doTERRA. These are things that I think of right away because it's the business that I'm in. And let's see if I can get any images. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Okay, so it's giving me a new refined version. So it says, create a high-resolution promotional ad photograph of a boxed product showcased in a dramatic modern scene. Surround the box with explosive outward bursts. Key fresh. See, it still has this value on there. I'm not sure if this is really going to work. So you might need to rework this prompt just a little bit. This one has some text on it. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually does here. No text on the image. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it did an explosion. Okay, I'm actually impressed. I like this. I would use this in my business. So I'm going to say that's a 9 out of 10. Why did I say that? Because I actually think the explosion should be bigger. So we could keep going on this. And this is what sucks up your time. And it's so much fun. Let's go back in and I'm going to show you some others. Okay, I'm not going to go demonstrate all of these. I just want you to see. Case 18, you're going to get 90 of them. Prompt, make me a delicious lunch with these ingredients and put it on a plate. Zoomed in view of the plate, remove the other plates and ingredients. You're like, what? Okay, maybe you do a business where you are showcasing your food and you've got the ingredients set out. Look at that. It created it. That's pretty impressive. Okay, next. Black and white. It does really well on restoring colorizing photos. It's pretty fun to take some of those old color photos and colorize them. Stephen just asked the question to have chat provide the ideal prompt. That actually was the prompt for the popcorn. And I just used peppermint oil. So that is the prompt with the popcorn. And popcorn's a food. I just thought, maybe it's not going to work so well because if you put a box of something, or maybe you put a product that doesn't have nutritional value, you want to take that out. So maybe your product is a skincare product. Okay. So that's where I was kind of going with the box of something that it's not going to really know a nutritional value of. But that's a good question. In fact, Stephen hit on something really big is you can reverse engineer anything you see. Okay. So if I wanted to reverse engineer, I'm going to take this image right here. And what does that mean? It's like, I want to come up with the prompt. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to place this image in here. The image actually took both of them. So what is the prompt for the plate of food on the right that is the complete recipe? It's just an example. If you see a picture of something that you like and you want to know what that prompt is, ChatGPT will give you that prompt. You just upload it. Okay? So this is the prompt for that specific item right here. All right. And that's not what I'm looking to do, is to actually create that specific item. But I just wanted to show you that you can do that. We talked about colorization. Here's another one. This is where people that are maybe they have a drop ship of clothing and you want to have these clothing put on a model. This is really simple by placing the person with the actual item that you have and the prompt that you can use, replacing the person's clothing in the input image with a target clothing shown in the reference image. Keep the person's pose, facial expression, background, and overall realism unchanged. Make the new outfit look natural, well-fitted, and consistent with lighting and shadows. Do not alter the person's identity or environment, only change the clothes. So you're giving it some details on there, all right? And that's what came out of it. So this is a fun one of a movie storyboard. So maybe you want to do this with products. This did it with two people. I like how I say addictively intriguing 12-part story with 12 images with these two characters in classic black and white film noir detective story. This is where you're like, I don't know how I want it to come out. You can take this prompt. If I was going to take this, copy this prompt, go back to ChatGPT, and I want alternative ideas to the black and white noir style. I think they called it, but I'll double check it. All right. Black and white film noir style. Let's just see what it comes up with. I want 5 alternative ideas for me to choose from. So it's, again, getting creative with something you see. Use ChatGPT to help you because it's trained on this. Well, this ought to be interesting. All right, what are we trying? Cyberpunk, Studio Ghibli inspired fantasy adventure, an Indiana Jones style pulp adventure, a surrealist dreamscape, or a comic book superhero noir? Who's the first one that's going to type something in? I'm going to do it. Let's go back into Google Gemini and let's grab this. Now, what I do need to do also is I need to grab, and I'm going to go look at what number this was, and I'm going to share with you. Okay, character reference. Oh, sorry. This is for case number 24. This is what you guys are all going to get today. And we're going to go down to number 24. And let me grab this image here, go back into Google Gemini. Let's upload this and let's see what happens. Do you notice it's taken a little bit longer? So I'll probably want to start a new chat here because we've been doing a lot of work inside of here, and that's when it can start to slow down. Now, I noticed we did not get the 12-part story here. But what happens? Let's see. What happens if I hit continue? I bet you it's going to do the next one. I've done this before where it did not give me all the images. And when I hit continue, it did continue from there. Yep, that's what it's going to do. It's going to do them one at a time. How cool is this, though? So it's developing the story. Absolutely. How cool is that? I'm like all excited now going, yeah. Jackie's like, wait, it's developing the story for you. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have so much to teach inside of this workshop. Can I tell you, if you guys want to learn something fun about creating stories, oh man, we can do that inside of Gemini and I can have a story done in 3 minutes. Yeah. But look at how quick this is doing it. Okay, so it's got a different picture here. Oh, now that picture looks almost the same as this, right? But anyhow, you guys get the gist. Okay, so I'm going to continue that, but now I'm going to go back to my training here. I probably need to look at the 12 panel story to make sure that it actually says the same because we might have changed that prompt just a little bit and that's why it didn't work. So we did the watermark already. This one, you notice our watermark when it gave it to us, it said specifically to put the watermark on the image across the middle. I did not use this right here, watermark a word. So if I was to take that copy and go back here and I'm gonna watermark the word amplify. Do you notice it says over and over again across the whole image? That's the difference. It gave it very specific instructions on it. But as you see, here's the next part of our story. How cool is that? Okay, so let's go back to our different cases. Could anybody see a reason to use something like this? A typographical illustration generation. It's showing riding a bicycle with somebody riding the bicycle. I was like, that is really cool to create your logo with your words. So you guys are going to have so much fun. You're going to thank me later when you have nothing but time on your hands to do this, right? Yeah, right. Okay, here's product placements. Product package generation. Apply the design from image 1 to the can in image 2. So it uploads 2 images, your logo design, and you can grab a can of anything off the internet if you want to, or you can ask it. I would do separate prompts. 1, give me an image of a blank can, a soda can with a transparent background. Okay. When you have the transparent background, that's really a nice, easy way to do it first. And then you grab your logo and then you put the two of them together and you upload both images into Google Gemini, copy this and make sure you've got image 1 to the can and image 2, place it in a minimalist design. If you notice, this is a nice way that it's going to give you professional photography. Look at the lighting on it. Look at the shadow that it gives you. You guys, this is insane. The detail that it gives you that you don't need to do this in Photoshop. You don't need to pay for somebody to do photography. So it's about utilizing the tools to make your job faster and easier. And that is why I created Amplify Your Business as a community to use AI to help you do things faster and cheaper for your business. So we have so many different kinds of businesses here. I mean, maybe your business has something to do with specific products here. Yes, all of these are going to be in a website for you. And this is a Notion document that you're going to get. Actually, Randy, you can share the Notion document right now with anybody. And so this is a hardware exploded view. So you can upload an image and explode the view of whatever that is. You can even say, describe this image. Upload an image of, say, a camera. And if you know what kind of camera it is, you can ask it to explain it and then use this prompt to explode the view of that camera, exposing showing all of its accessories and internal components. And I love how it says, maintain the red accents. I literally took this image and I simply uploaded it into Gemini and I said, change the green circuit board to blue, and it did it. So this is how powerful you have with Nano Banana. Now, maybe you're in the food industry. This is another mind-blowing one. Annotate this meal with names of food and calorie density and approximate calories. It literally took a picture of, I forgot to put the before picture on here, which is the salad with the chicken on it. And this is the actual image it gave. How cool is that? That's insane. When you're like on a diet and maybe you're out at a restaurant and you can do this in your Nano Banana, which by the way, you can upload or download your Gemini. Google Gemini is the app on a phone. So you can do this inside of there and take a picture of it, upload it and ask it for that. And it might help you. I remember when I was doing a certain type of tracking of my calories and I'd be out and I had no idea None. This is pretty cool. So, all right. This is just giving you an idea of uploading an image and asking to extract it to put it with a transparent background. That allows it a little bit easier to change the background when you of anything that you want is when you make it transparent first. It really does, instead of exchanging it. Kind of like breaking it down into steps. Mood boards, if you're in the business of with fashion and you want to create a fashion mood board, this is what happens when you give it this prompt. I've tested it. I was like, that is so cool to be able to do that. If you're in the clothing industry, what a beautiful way to showcase this on your social media, on your website. And then another fun thing, I have not done this one, but I definitely want to try it. Cute mini product photos and take the different products that I have and make them into mini products. It's an eye-catching image and scroll stopping, and that is what we tend to need to do with a hook, with an image, with a reel. You can animate these when you learn how to use something like there's free tools too, but that's a different class. But you can animate these. I wouldn't animate all 4 of them at one time probably, but that is just a unique way that you can display your products. I have done this. I literally grabbed a residential floor plan off of Google, input it into Nano Banana, and it created an isometric photorealistic 3D rendering. If you are in real estate or you're in a business with building homes and you want to render something, how long would it take to create something like this? The time, the money involved that you're paying somebody, simply mind blowing what you can do with Nano Banana. Okay. If you're in the business of design, look at how you can take an image and create different jewelry out of it. It's just, again, mind blowing. Now you can tell. For those that know me, I have these cutie pies right here, Marley and Mia, and I did not include the prompt here, but it is included on the website that I'm going to share next with you guys for that as well as this convert the image to isometric view. I mean, it's just mind blowing, right? And some of you may have seen some of the glass bottle souvenirs and taking a picture of yourself and say you wanna put yourself on a horse and then this is 1/7 the scale. Kinda like some of those other ones that I think we just saw when you're making a small model of yourself. And then I think last but not least from that site that I'm giving you is the mini store and a mini diorama shop for, and you can put whatever brand you want in there and whatever product that you want to put into it to create your little mini store here. So here's some examples that I did, and I included the prompt in here too. If anybody wants these, I actually did not include this on the website that I'm about ready to give you, but it was using my image to create a Time cover magazine with me on the front of it with a caption, AI Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. Now, this is what it came out like. I didn't like it because I saw one like this and I wanted it to look like that. So all I did was upload this image, said use this as a guide, but with my image with the red outline and the white font for AI Woman Entrepreneur of the Year. Now, it came out with the same picture of me still. And all I did was upload this and just give it that prompt. Mind blowing, right? Another one, and some of you have seen this and said, I want a picture with Keanu Reeves or I want a picture with Taylor Swift. Just uploading my image, it kept my same sunglasses on, generate a full body image of me on a yacht with Taylor Swift with champagne glasses in our hands in the Sydney, Australia harbor. And yes, I think this would be fantastic to be in this place right now. So these are the images that you saw on my Facebook page, some of you. And I'm going to share something really cool here. I'm going to grab this, copy this link, and I'm just going to share what that actually looks like. You might not be able to hear this, but I said, bring it to life this is with VO. So I took this with the peppermint and I said, generate an explosive ad. It even adds music to it. So you could sew these together in Canva. When I say add them together, sew them together in Canva. It did it again for the orange. Okay. Not to the same music. I didn't ask it for it to do that. But you get the gist of that is the power of taking something with Google Gemini's VO3 to generate a video from the images we created from Nano Banana. So the website that I actually am talking about here that you are all going to get is the Nano Banana image and prompt gallery. I included the Chat GPT prompt generator here. If you click on Nano Banana, it's just going to open Nano Banana up here. And then I remember when I said there's times where you might need to go to Google Studio. You can simply go into Google AI Studio here and then get started and put the prompt right in there. It's using Nano Banana. Don't need to change the temperature. You're just going to try the prompt that didn't work for you in Nano Banana and see if you can get it to work here. You also might be able to click on Nano Banana. Oh, I'm not really sure what I just did there. It's trying to generate an image of a banana wearing costume. If I run it, you're going to see what it looks like really quick. There you go. So it works the same. It's Nano Banana inside of here. I also included in this website another link, which it's going to take you to the AI Studio prompt library. I put the training into my Notion. All of this training that you saw today, some of it came from this prompt library. This is direct from Google AI for image generations. Okay, so you might even recognize some of these images right here. I did not create those images, but I wanted to give you guys, and you might say, oh, I want to see the template. Now I want to see the exact prompt. So that is this AI Studio prompt library. And all I did was you can't click on any of these, but I took all of you guys, I put so many of these together. There is 91. The training that I gave you inside of Notion has a few of them, okay? But it's got so many prompts on being able to look at that, to be able to take a picture to go from here to do a 3D building, isometric models. Wow. It's just mind-blowing on what you can do. Taking your original photo, we did an 80s one and do a 70s transformation. So I'm just telling you, it's limitless on what you can do, all the way down to, I think I've got 90. Yeah, this is the prompt that I used right here. Oh, that's why I didn't include it. It was super long. So when I did the ones with my dogs, and the dog one where I did it with the holographic right here, that prompt right here, okay? The first generation did not include the TV in the corner right here, or the hologram project. I'm sorry, yeah, I think it's in the monitor. Show a modern PC on the desk. So it did not show that. So I asked it again to put the image that I uploaded into the modern PC. And that's when I came up with, it did it right there. Let me double check. Is there anything else that I wanted to cover here? There was another prompt here. This was going around on taking the Justice League. I'm literally shocked that every one of these characters is exactly what they look like. So I'm like, are you kidding me? That is amazing. And then we already showed this one, okay? This is doing the model and the Amplify mentor here, just different ones that you can do. Now, this is a fun one. I'm going to say this. Make sure you don't have any copyright issues when you do this, okay? Because I did get a little pushback from a group of people when I shared how cool it was when I was sharing Offer Lab with people. And I was creating some new images for my training area which is inside of this community. And I just asked it to create, I took and uploaded the image of OfferLab. This is their copyright image. And I said, create a similar image that says important links with the same logo. Now, it's almost the same font. It's just smaller, right? And then then I did it again, said for important FAQs. So you can do things like that. This is just example of me taking a prompt. I saw in somebody's Facebook group, she said, hey, this is a fun promptathon if you're bored today. And I took every one of the prompts that she had, and it showed how it gave the subject with the action and the environment and the style, the lighting and the details right here to create the golden retriever DJ wearing sunglasses, spinning records at a neon lit nightclub with cinematic lighting. This one is in the cartoon style. A penguin in a shiny spacesuit floating on the moon, Earth in the background, ultra detailed. A frog with a cyberpunk implant sitting on a rainy city rooftop. Look at how the detail of the rain is showing this frog. Just crazy, right? And then the fun unicorn. Okay, here's another example that I did with the reverse engineering. I saw somebody's image that they used in their school community to advertise their community. And I said, what is the prompt for the billboard without the image inside? I did not want all of this in the prompt. I want to recreate it with my own image. It gave me the answer. And all I did was I uploaded my image and said, recreate with Amplify Your Business to replace full-time freedom in white. Use the image provided to replace the image in the billboard. And that's what I got. So it worked, right? It's pretty amazing. Another one that I had done, when you see people sharing them, now you have an idea. You can reverse engineer. If you saw some really cool image, if they didn't give you the prompt, simply ask ChatGPT in the Nano Banana prompter, what is the prompt for this image? This is just another one that I uploaded an image to show for 57th birthday that I saw somebody do. Another one that I did some more examples. I did another one with Taylor Swift, but these are some product examples, some brand new products that just came out. And this was one of the products. And I simply went in there to ask it to recreate it in the background being blue instead of orange. Okay. So actually, we're going to go grab this link here. I'm not going to be sure what happens when I copy the link another way. And let me go over here, show you what I did, because I know some of you have been like, how else can I use this? Okay, so transform the castor oil product shot into a luxury advertisement. Place the bottle midair as it drops. Now, it did not do that. Okay, as it drops into a crystal aqua blue water, the dramatic splashes rising around it enhance the scene. All it did was change the color, but I actually liked it. Oh, let's see. Now I asked it to do that, and that's when it did this dropping of it with the luminous aqua blue water surrounding it, with the crystal clear splashes highlighted by glowing golden sparkles and radiant light beams. So you get the gist of it. So, and then I said, create a photorealistic lifestyle scene of a woman applying it to her legs in a clean, modern bathroom. She's standing with one leg gracefully raised on the edge of the bathtub, gently massaging the oil on her skin. This is using the prompter, okay? Now, it asked for more details. I said, a blonde woman in her 40s. So I said, forget it. I'm just going to put an image of myself in there with it. And then it came up with the image. Now, what's wrong with this image? If you pay close attention, this is a right side foot and that's a right side foot. So at first glance, you can't tell, but I know that it's not right. So I did keep playing with it and correct the woman's leg. And now it put it up and it got rid of the bottle. So again, you might have to play. And when I said include the bottle of castor oil on the counter, somehow I don't know where the rest of her body went. And then I said, okay, I'm going to stop that one and create a 4-panel comic strip in a clean, modern beauty ad style. Again, I used this from the Nano Banana ChatGPT prompter and gave it a prompt on what I was looking for. And this is what it gave. Ugh, so dry. And then it put the ancient wisdom on here, glow like never before. You can have some fun with this. I tried it again. And this is what we got. My legs are so dry. Then it shows it. Then it shows her putting it on. But again, if you really go in, you can see she's got, I think this is 2 of the left feet now. So at first glance, it does look fine, but it's when you get really detailed in it, it's not prompting right. And I was like, okay, I got to move on. I took an image from our company and I wanted to change it, replace the background with a lush, dense jungle scene. And I asked ChatGPT to help me with that. And it did the same exact one. So imagine taking what your company might provide you. Okay, you can take what the company gives you as free images if you have something like that, or when you find something on the internet or something somebody else did and you want to be unique. Simply plop it into your Chat GPT, put the image there and say, I want to change this image. What's the prompt that could change it to be, and then change it to whatever you want, or give me some other ideas. Okay. And if you want to take the text off, you can try it into in Nano, or you can go right into, if you have the paid version of Canva, you can do it there, or you can ask for it to say no text. Hopefully, this training and this workshop gave you so much value that you feel confident that you can take Nano Banana, stop paying for subscriptions, and stop copying other images to be just like everybody else, and use what you've learned. And hopefully the free Nano Banana prompter is going to be some great value to you to have some fun with, to get some new ideas. And this is something that will always be available to you. I know that this, if you're watching the replay, if you have questions, go ahead and put them down inside of the comment section of this workshop. Okay. Now, when you go inside of Gemini, I'm going to show you something that's called gems. And gems is pretty cool. I'm going to go to a storybook gem, and you can create a customized picture book for either children or adults given a specific topic, an optional target audience, age, and optional art styles for the images. And I've done this 3 times. And at first I didn't know what I wanted to do here. And this is just so fun. It gives you some ideas right here. My 6-year-old named Jessie doesn't want to sleep over at their grandparents' house. Create a story book to help them cope and involve Jessie's black lab puppy in the story. Puppy name is Elf. So that's all I do, right? This is so simple. This is so fun. You guys will have access to this for free to create your own storybooks. And it does take a little bit of time. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go back in to Gemini to show you an example of my storybook. I did one about a story of a mom using essential oils on her 6-year-old son for when he got scared at night before bed, how they would help, and included using a world-shaped essential oil diffuser that put stars on the ceiling at night, and how the oils smelled good but also calmed him before bed, how he began to learn how to empower himself when he felt scared at any time with the oils. So it created this entire thing right here. And I'm going to show you this. And I hope you guys can I'm going to just like click it, right? And look at how cute this is. You can share this storybook with anybody you want to. And I'm just going to click it and I can read it. The child could read to me, right? The reading is narrated and the voice is so good. So I can change it to a lower pitched voice or a higher pitched voice. This is just insane what AI can create. And if I go back over here, we got Jessie's first sleepover adventure that just got created, and I can change anything in here. It's customized, you guys. Customized. So you can give grandma and grandpa a name. You got Elf sitting there on the bed, and the storyline is absolutely phenomenal. You can go ahead and change whatever you want in here, even if it's the name of anybody or the dog, what the dog looks like. So you can do the versions here. So all for free. Yep. This concludes this part. A couple reminders. You guys see the value when you learn from me here. When I have a 2-day workshop, you can understand there's going to be more involved there. There's a paid workshop will also include a GPT. I do not normally give them for free, but I want everybody in this community to see the value and see what I can help create for you guys and what you're able to do. As I'm launching my free Amplify Your Business training and upcoming live webinar in the next few weeks, I'm going to be teaching the framework of leveraging your unique strengths and God-given gifts to attract your ideal clients and amplifying your business by learning simple AI tools. This was simple, right? Some automations and evergreen marketing strategies without burning out or feeling invisible with your message anymore. This is something that is a passion of mine, to be able to teach people how to do this. I love teaching about AI. There's simpler, easier way to do things. The classroom right now is the welcome get started here. And I just added in the new welcome message and a little bit of training about my program. And I'm almost done with the strengths clarity calibration video that's going to go up next. Then I'll be covering some AI simplification. What does evergreen visibility look like, and automations as well. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next workshop. Have a great day, everybody.